Hey everybody, it's Luna again, and I'm here with my girl Populin. Excuse the doll nudity. So her face up's purposely supposed to be a little messy. I have a bit of backstory for her now. She's becoming more of a character, and I'm so happy. Excuse the no eyes. When I was doing her face up, I misplaced her eye putty, and then I don't know where all the eye putty I bought went because we recently moved. If you guys remembered, we were downstairs in the master bedroom. We recently moved upstairs. This is just one of our rooms. This is our TV room. And so if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have saw that I was trying to do her purple because they don't show up very well on camera, but in real life she has some purple staining because she was a second-hand doll I bought. And so basically what happened is people tried to do something with her purple and it doesn't work out. And so, which I can understand. A lot of my dolls, when I wipe their face up off, they have like slight staining right now, and that could just be because I'm new and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing right. I could be not applying the right amount of coats of the MSC. And for one of them, I used a store-bought brand that I actually looked up, and now I know that it's not something you want to use. So for her, which would be Stephanie over there, her face up stained a little bit when I was wiping it off just because of the kind of sealant I used. So still a newbie here, but these dolls are probably not going to be ones I sell anytime soon because I absolutely adore them. So Populin, which is officially her name, I love that name, it's so unique, is basically so she's supposed to be a hybrid. So her ears, for some reason, kind of make me think of sheep. I'm not sure why, but also elves. So she's supposed to be a mix between a sheep and an elf. So eventually I'm going to be getting her, oh, I love this wig on her, a shorter white fur wig so it can be a little bit more messy, could be a little bit more, excuse the camera quality, and forgive me for swaying. I'm standing up doing this because I couldn't think of any better way to do it. So she's supposed to have like a white fuzzy wig, and I'm going to be getting her and getting her like fuzzy little things put on her hands and on the bottom of her feet to kind of like represent like where her fur is supposed to be. And I want to get her like a little like fuzzy tail to either glue or just stick into like this part. You can kind of see where the purple stains right here, but not really. So she's supposed to have a few scars, especially on her face, and I'll get into her backstory maybe another day because I don't want, or if you guys want me to, because it's kind of like a gruesome backstory. She was basically taken from her home at a young age and had a lot of things happen to her, so I'm not gonna really go into her story. For one, she doesn't talk anymore, and these are actually, so this was my fault. I am not the best face-up artist yet, but those are supposed to be cat scratches, right? I know. But she basically was hurt very badly, and then so the discoloration on her skin, at first I was going to have it be dirt, but then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to have it be like something that happened to her, which I'm still trying to figure out, that discolorate her skin. So she can't get suntan, she can't get burnt. It's the only things that are wrong with her is she has discoloration of her skin, and she's really pale in some areas. And so she doesn't talk because of the trauma she went through. And so eventually, the first person she actually meets in the story is Sophia right here, who is my lovely, beautiful Babobi Exune, who her default face up will probably stay for a while just because of the fact that I love her face up so much. And even though I do know I can do a good job at face ups, I have to, one, get more Mr. Super Clear because the one I got just didn't work. And I had to look up information. Turned out I should never have used it. I do know what I can use because my sister has another one she bought from actually Fred Meyers that works really well, but it wasn't what I thought would work well. And so basically, oh, forgive May's feet in the way here. So basically, Sophia kind of saves her. She's like bleeding out on the side of the road after being attacked by a mountain lion, which are where these are supposed to come from, but they don't look like cat scratches because I'm really bad at doing certain kind of things right now. And takes her in, they become like sisters, and Sophia's actually, I have her girlfriend. She and Stephanie, who's actually over here on the table because I was taking a picture with her. Let me just go ahead and, there we go. her and Stephanie basically become Poppy-lins, and this is actually so suiting because Poppy is always hiding behind Stephanie or Sophie because she's very timid at the beginning of the story, but she becomes very brave and outgoing later on, but she just never talks because of trauma. Stephanie's face up I did all by myself, and by the way, I love it. I think I did so good. It's just, with hers, I want it to be a little messy, and I guess just like, for some reason, when I had my other Babobi, when I put on the sealant, even when it was super Mr. Clear, it just didn't, something about the Babobi's texture or something doesn't have stuff come up on them very well, so it's very hard for me to do stuff on them, and the only way I really am able to do things right now is with pencils and pastels, because when I try to use paint, it just doesn't work out right for me, and I use watercolors, but it still doesn't go right for me. So basically, this beautiful girl over here and her girlfriend take in Poppy-lin. She's found by Sophia, but Stephanie is at the house when Sophia comes back, and she's probably going to get the pants, because I think she'd do good with the pants, and Sophia's probably going to get this little girl skirt up here. And so basically, eventually they meet this beautiful lady, my Amazonian, if you want to say, May, who takes them in and helps them and, you know, trains them to fight, and they become like some really good warriors. And eventually they meet my two boys, because I have one on layaway right now, but my two boys who in the story, who are Damien and, oh no, I always forget his name. I know it starts with an R, and this is how I know I don't have his character quite right yet, because it starts with an R and I just can't remember it. And then she comes into it at some point too, but I gotta get her a better head, because the head she had just didn't suit the character, but the body did. And I'm gonna be doing her face up and stuff, but I wanna wait until I make sure I have everything right this time, because when I thought I was okay with her, look what happened. I like her face up, don't get me wrong, I actually like it. It's just I misplaced a lot of my color pencils, so I don't know where they went, and so her face up is lacking a bit, but I still actually really like it. Like, I do. I just wish I did better on these. Like, I feel like I need to go back in and just kind of like fix it up a bit, but I just don't want to right now. And so, yeah, this is just a little update, because I know I haven't been talking a lot. And if you don't know much about Sophia and Stephanie, because I don't talk about my stories a lot, Sophia is the runaway princess of a very dark and evil kingdom. She finds out that she is a little bit more than an elf, and that her mother was keeping a very dark secret about her father from her because of who her father is. She finds out that her father is indeed not the bad guy she was told he was, and runs off because she's upset with her mother. Sophie is a very poor girl who makes her own clothes, hence this, and runs into Stephanie, and it's basically love at first sight there. Sophia is an orphan. She's lived on her own since she was about 9. And then up here we have May, who is actually just human, or from what she knows, but she's grown to extreme heights. She's taller than any male she's ever met, taller than any female, and she doesn't know anyone else who is her size but her. And then over here, so her name is still up for debate. I have Clover and Lily, but then I have a Lilith already in the story, so I'm kind of more of leaning towards Clover, so we'll just call her Clover right now. Clover is basically a mixed breed like Stephanie. Clover falls in love with Damien, who is one of my boys who is coming along. Oh, also Stephanie has a twin sister. She's one of the girls who's coming in. And so Clover basically falls in love with Damien, and Poppy-lin actually falls in love with the other boy whose name is not coming to me. And so, oh no, not Poppy-lin. May actually does. She falls in love with like this little short dude because she's so tall, and I just think it's so cute. But Clover falls in love with Damien. Damien and Clover basically have been friends for a very long time, but one day when he was about 12 years old, she just was no longer there because her mother and father basically took her out because of the fact that she was starting to change. Basically, she didn't always have these kind of feet. They're more human because of a spell that was put on her, and she finds out a little later, oh my goodness, she has spider webs on her. Oh no, that's just hair. Thank goodness, I thought it was spider webs. But So yeah, that's a little bit of the story. And Lilith has been stuck in my room for the last couple days, and I don't know why I haven't brought her out yet, but these are my girls that I have. Let me actually, you can stay there because you're already covering up their faces enough. But yeah, so this is about the size of the boy that I'm getting that's gonna be for her. But yes, this is everybody so far, and I am gonna start collecting Obitsus. I actually have a few on layaway right now, an A-Zone, and okay, I'll actually start that in a second because I need to switch the camera around and I can't do that, and I don't know how to stop and redo videos right now, so give me a moment.